Welcome to the Max Podcast. This is episode number 2. We have the one, we have the only, the greatest, the best, the guy with the knowledge. So happy and humbled to have him here, and that he said yes. Gives me goosebumps. I'm so excited. Stevie, what's happening, my boy?
My brother.
This is Stevie Baggs Jr., and I'm going to let him introduce himself, because if I tried to go down the list, it'd be too long. But I want him to give his own intro, because this man is just going to be spitting facts this whole podcast, and I'm really excited for people to listen to this episode, because it's going to be packed with value, and you need to just open your ears. You got to get your earwax out, and you got to listen to what we're going to talk about, because it comes down to experience. It comes down to having lived it. And I'm getting goosebumps right now, because the reality is you got to live these things to be able to speak on them with conviction. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what's so powerful, and I'm still getting goosebumps. And this was so weird, because this happened this morning too. When me and my dad were talking, there would be a few things that were important points that I felt passionate about.
Yeah. And
God just sends me some goosebumps, and it reiterates no, lean into that, talk on that a little more. So I just want to say you got to live it to have that experience, and that's what Stevie's bringing to the table here. He's had a very diverse career, and he's very nimble in how he moves, and I think that there's going to be a lot of wisdom here that y'all need to listen to. So, Stevie, welcome, my guy.
Gratitude.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm looking forward to building a beautiful conversation with you. For those of you who do not know me, I'm an actor, author, speaker, former NFL and CFL athlete, veteran for 10 years. Well, I played 10 years in pro football. But more importantly, I like to look at myself as a servant, because I recognize that the greatest among us should first be a servant. If you're a king, you can't be a king until you are a servant to the people. And so, for me, that's what it boils down to. And I'm grateful to be in a space where I found my purpose.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I'm able to really, like you say, lean into it. Man.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's really cool, and I think that. Just some guidance from God. At the end of the day, maybe you can talk about a little bit why do you think you're on track? How do you know you're on track with your purpose, and how today you're supposed to be right here in this chair having this conversation? What signs throughout your life has God given you, or whatever we want to call the bigger, higher spirit, in terms of, hey, this is reassurance, you're where you need to be? Is it a gut feeling? Is it intuition? Is it a knowing? Is it conviction? What tells you on a day-to-day basis you're right where you need to be?
Well, first of all, I love all those adjectives that you just spewed out, because it does take intuition. It does take a conviction. But more importantly than all of those, I think it does take a knowing. See, I don't have faith or belief in the universal God, or that God is real. I know God is real. And when you have faith in something, I'm just a firm believer that you don't know it to be true. So if I ask you, do you have faith that you're a man, or do you know you're a man?
Yeah.
You know you're a man.
I know.
So do you have faith that were self-created, or do you know you're not self-created? I know that I'm not self-created. I know that the universal God, the creator of all things seen and unseen, made me, Max. And so
what's interesting there is I have often used, and it's kind of interesting that you're pointing this out now, because I often use faith and belief as kind of the staples for what people need to learn and know. But I like how you phrase it instead as a knowing. Mm-hmm. Because faith almost implies that you're having to put effort towards it.
Right.
Whereas a knowing is through and through.
Well, I'm gonna look it up, just so people.
Sure.
Because I already.
But a knowing, the point is a knowing is down to your gut. It's through and through. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Compared to, and granted, the only way to get to a knowing is to have faith and belief in the first place. So maybe that's foundation number one, block number one. But the knowing is where we need to graduate to.
That's it. Now faith, Hebrew 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So something that you're hoping for, but you haven't seen, the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah.
Every time you take a breath, whether you breathe out and breathe in, that's evidence that the universal God is real. Mm-hmm. So I don't have faith in that.
And you know you're going to breathe.
You know, and if you don't, you know you're out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
So In the metaphysical world, there can be no in between. It has to be either you are or you're not, bro.
Mm.
And that's why I think a lot of people, when it comes to spirituality and things of that nature, they might miss what's going on here. Look at the word belief. In the middle of the word belief is lie. You be lied to. It's a be lied. It's lies.
My favorite thing about Stevie, among many things, is that he takes words that you thought were just a word, and then he breaks it down into literally syllables that go, wait a second, and it exposes the word for what it is. But there's so many words like what you just said, and every time you do it to me, I'm like, how have I not thought about
It's like, because it's so elementary, right? Because, But you would think
Yeah.
throughout the years, the programming, the conditioning, the manipulation, the word grammar, bro, grammar is grior, which is like witchcraft. So when you look up, when you
Meaning you're speaking shit into existence.
come on, program. When somebody,
Dude,
you're for the witchcraft.
that gets
Program.
me so excited.
That gives me God bumps, as you say,
That's
goosebumps. It gives
crazy.
me God.
I like God bumps better.
Yeah,
I like God
but
bumps
you
better.
just, when you really started,
And I see
about,
them on him
yeah,
right
man, it's
now.
real. because that's the spirit moving and allowing you to be present.
Wow.
And I think that's the greatest gift that I have learned here recently, is the beauty in being present, bro. Society teaches you to focus on your future and focus on your past. But imagine how beautiful it is to focus on the present.
Living in the present.
Because the present moment is always now.
But to feel free enough to live in the present, because I think a lot of it is, people dwell on the past. People want something for their future, but the only way to facilitate a better future is to live in the present right here and now. You can only control the here and now.
The eternal now is called the eternal now.
Why is it called that?
Because no matter what, it's always going to be the present. It's not always going to be your past, and it's not always going to be your future. It's always going to be the present.
And the second that we just talked about is gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. And now we're only here in this moment.
Yes, sir.
That's interesting.
And so
that's interesting.
Self-mastery, like when you focus on the present, then you can focus on mastering yourself, which is my purpose. I used to think my purpose was to inspire people and help people change the way they think. But the greatest way you can do that is to be the best version of your highest self. And so that's
here and now.
Here and now, and mastering that self. And it doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that things don't happen always in your. It just means that all things work together for my good, even if it's not so good. Because if it's a lesson, then I learn that lesson. If it's a gift, then now let's make the shift. And that's how you lock in. And that's where I'm at.
The simple word plays are like, they're so fundamental though, because if people start to remember these things, or at least one or two of them to get started, they're just so easy to say to yourself and allow yourself to maybe have a reminder, hey, live in the present, the way you just said it. Like a little wordplay, a little rhyme, something like that. I just think they can be so powerful if you let them be.
People love hip-hop music. People love poets. People love Jesus. Every different types of person that I describe, they spoke in parables. They spoke in rhymes. They spoke in riddles, because it's palatable to the mind.
Yeah.
And it may sound elementary, it may sound rudimentary, but at the end of the day, it's real.
I was gonna say.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Unfortunately, society has used words to keep most people in bondage. My plight is to use words to get people out of bondage. That's where I'm at with it, bro.
So, there's a million ways we could send this, and I know you're going to come back on for sure, or at least I hope you will.
No, and you're gonna come on mine too.
No question.
That's what I'm excited about. That too.
No question, no hesitation. But I'm trying to think like how to deliver the most value today, because there's just so much value that you offer. I think, talk to me about how you're no longer a motivator, or more so you don't look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened in your life in terms of the shift? What was the shift that made you realize you need to pivot, in the sense that it's a different way of motivating, right? Mm-hmm. So what you said earlier was like, I thought I was a motivator, and I thought I was, a public speaker and whatever. What was the shift in terms of living in the present, and what does that what does that look like in your head for this difference
Mm-hmm.
between what we're calling a motivator and a public speaker,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to where you are now, and when you now go do events and you talk and you speak to groups of people, what is that change? And also what invited that change in your mind? Why did you have that shift, and what value do you think comes out of that shift that you're now living in?
Let's break down the word motive. Most people have a motive.
Okay.
I'm not coming with a motive. I'm not here to motivate. I'm here to inspire. So inspirational speaker is what I am, because the greatest changes in your life happen from within, not without. Motivation is a visitor. Inspiration is a resident
I like
in your
that.
house.
I like that, because a lot of the content out there is just motivation,
Bruh.
right? But that's temporary.
You can go to
That's temporary.
you can go to a conference, you can go to a church, you can go to a concert and be motivated.
Yeah.
But that's temporary. Inspiration is internal.
Mm.
Inspiration. In spirit. It's inner spirit. That's why I call myself inspirational. I don't call it, I live it. Inspirational speaker is where it's
love
at.
that.
Yeah, bro. And because, and also, what motives do these people have? Motivational speaker. What's your motive? Now, if you come tell me that your motive is to inspire, then you can probably get my attention. But most people's motive is just to come get a check. Most people's motive is just to come, grandstand.
Yep.
I can tell you stories about the NFL and about my career. I can tell you stories about being on set for 15-hour days on a big motion picture. Okay, that's cool. But how can you tell me and show me how to go within myself to look in the mirror and say, it's not the mirror that has the streaks in it. I have streaks in me that I gotta unpack. That's where I'm at, because we all have them.
So how do you convey that to a group of people that think they're there to be motivated? Is it breaking down those words and explaining the difference? Do you make a point to do that with people and groups that you talk to? Or is it like, how do you facilitate what you just said in terms of execution on a value deliverance from whatever you're doing?
Two things. Your aura speaks before you even say a word.
The aura?
Your aura.
Okay.
Your spirit, your vibration.
When you walk in a room.
It announces you before you say one word.
Mm.
So already, when you walk in, someone already knows, okay, hold up. This vibration is just a little different.
But you have to be in tune to be recognizing that a lot of people will be walking through life and they don't even think about that.
That's why there's some things that you do to stay connected, because I can walk in, and if I have on all my stones and all my copper, there's a perception that I get. But then if I come in and I got the rollie on, then now it's a balance. No, it is. It's just because...
I get what you're saying, yeah.
Oh, well, then he must be up. If I pull up in a certain car versus this, if I have a certain wardrobe. So it's all encompassing. So people are impressionable. And so you have to also be mindful of the audience that you're into. So if I go speak to a young football team, like I got to go speak to North Carolina A&T University coming up. When I go there, what I wear and how I present myself has to be in alignment with what they're in. Because if I come in and I have on a shirt and tie, it's just not gonna
ain't gonna work.
So you have to be, and I think that has a lot to do with being present within self and being present with who you're presenting to.
How does preparation play into something like that? Getting ready to go speak.
Mm-hmm.
You're already talking about what's weeks or a week or multiple days out. You're already knowing, hey, I got to shift this or that, and I got to come with a certain aura, a certain energy, a certain deliverance, a way to deliver your message. You're already in tune to that. How do you prepare as someone? Let's say somebody wants to do what you're doing eventually. How do they prepare to shift with different crowds that they're going to speak to? How do they prepare their energy, their aura? How do they get ready to deliver in the way that you're saying will bring the most value? Because not everybody's prepping like that. Some people will prep, but a lot of these people will probably show up for their check, right? But they have a staple speech that they give to everybody. Right? You're talking about customizing.
It is customizing. I think, Max, you get to that place by being genuine.
Okay.
By being authentic.
Okay.
You can't come
being your true self.
Yeah, because you can't give everybody the same lunchbox speech. It's not going to work.
Well, it's not going to soak in. I mean, you can, but it doesn't mean it's going to do anything. That's what I mean.
Impact.
Yeah.
And so, once again, impact starts from within, bro. If I'm able to really, like, I don't I don't set aside, oh, I gotta prep and do it. I'm already living everything
Yes.
I'm talking
Yes,
about.
yes, yes.
So it doesn't have to be this whole song and dance.
Yeah.
I don't have to go through and do it. Now, if I have to study this, start to look up some facts, like I just pulled up that verse just,
real quick.
just to make sure that I'm in alignment and I'm speaking from a level of facts instead of feelings.
So what I'm taking from that is that you have to already be living
You gotta live
it to
You
then
gotta
be
live
able
it.
to pivot
Yes, sir.
to be able to cater to all these
I'm
audiences.
like, I see what you did.
You
I
see
saw
what I'm
you did.
saying? I'm trying to
But
be,
that-
trying to be like Stevie.
No, but that's facts.
No,
bro.
but actually,
When
yeah.
you live it, there's no way. Like the great thing about people who coached you over your years of what you playing sports or whatever
Yeah.
you did, the coaches who actually played the game get a different response between a guy who he couldn't know what he's talking about. But bro, you never put a Rydell on. You don't know what it feels like to get a stinger. You don't know what it feels like to jam your finger in a helmet. You don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So the coach that played the game, they get a little
You
bit
gotta
more
live
respect.
it first.
You
You gotta
got-
be
yeah.
living it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
People just wanna come to be, but you have to be before you come. Become. You have to be it. I'm not a human being, bro. I'm a being that just so happened to be human. My being leads before my humanity. That's why, in the conscious collective, people talk about the third eye. I always talk about the first eye. I live my life to where my spiritual eye makes the decisions for me, not just my physical. Because if I just look at my physical, it's always going to get me in trouble. So when people say the third eye, they're saying that my first two physical eyes are first and my spiritual eye is third. I'm telling
That
you,
doesn't make any sense.
my spiritual eye is my first eye,
Mhm.
and these two are 2nd.
Mhm.
And that means that I'm leading with my being and not my humanity. So I'm not a human being. I'm a being that just so happened to be human.
Why would they even name it human being anyways? That's just the lamest way to be like, yeah, you exist. Congrats.
Right.
Human being.
all of
being
it-
what? Like just existing? That sucks.
Programmer.
Mm-hmm.
The programmer. You have television program, church program, education program.
Mhm.
All these things are programming you to be a sheep.
Nobody thinks of it that way.
They
Most
don't.
people do not. 99% of people would not think a program. They wouldn't then think programming.
Mm-mm.
Or at least I haven't until you're bringing the light to
It's
it. Like this.
it's television programming. I'm programming you to be on a certain frequency, on a certain vibration.
That's so...
If you watch the news every day and they never talk about anything positive and they only talk about things negative, that's a program.
For how simple a message that is, that's monumental.
It is.
That's monumental.
It is.
People have to soak that in.
Man, when I break down the news, it'll be crazy. Northeast,
Well, the news is always bad.
What, northeast, west, and south?
My opinion already bad.
Northeast, west, and south.
What?
News. Northeast, west, and south.
Oh.
Whoever controls the news controls the vibration, the airwaves, the frequency of the people.
Mm.
This is why most people who sit around and watch the news every day, they have a certain lens on the world that's different from a person who's hiking every day or out in nature.
I can pretty much tell you their outlook would be grim. And they're
It's-
the ones who
yes.
go, we're doomed. Our lives are going to end soon. The nuclear holocaust is about to be.
That's it. That's it.
And I say, stop watching the news every day.
That's
Like,
all.
you recognize that it's all bad. Sure, they might highlight it, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
like
yeah.
a 3-minute thing on, there was a dog that was saved today and whatever. 99% of the rest of the day is the world is ending,
Right.
panic mode. Like,
Right.
what?
And so I only bring that up not to bash the news, but just
No,
to
I get
show
it.
the programming. And,
Yeah.
if you go to school and you go to education, and they tell you that Christopher Columbus discovered America, in your mind you think that's true, but there were already people here
There were
before he
already
got
people
here.
here for sure.
So somebody's lying. It was a
Mhm.
discovery for him, but there were already people here. So you see what I'm saying?
I do.
There's so much miseducation, misinformation, misunderstanding going on. But though misunderstanding is not a word, it's an event. Understanding came looking for you, but you missed it.
Mm.
Because you were programmed to look at life in a certain way.
See, that's another simple thing, like just misunderstanding. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never thought about it like that. I missed the understanding.
That's all it is.
What?
You missed it. It's an
Dude,
event.
so much value.
It's,
What?
It's not a word, Max. Misunderstanding is not a word. Misinformation. Information was looking for you, but you missed it. So if you don't have the proper information, you can't get information.
Oh my
Without
god!
the
Oh
proper-
my
Yeah.
god! Ah!
But it's true, man.
I need a seatbelt. I gotta buckle in for this.
Buckle in, bro.
Buckle in. Done. Let's go. Okay.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this.
That's power.
People don't see
Powerful.
people don't see things the way that they are. They see things the way that they are.
Through their lens, yeah.
Right? And so if you've been given a certain way to look at life,
Programmed.
Programmed, somebody can come tell you Easter bunnies don't lay eggs. Chickens lay eggs. And you're going to think chickens still lay eggs. I mean, Easter bunnies lay eggs. We know that Easter bunnies don't lay eggs. And for those of y'all who don't know, go research it. If you find some Easter bunnies that lay eggs, please let me know.
Hey, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us
But
know.
there you go. And it's all there in so many different areas of our lives. And, you know, it's mundane when you think about it. But then when you start to really like, oh, my gosh, they've done a number on us. They really have done a number on us with the program.
Yeah, they did a good
And
job.
so here we are.
In their lens.
Here we are. We're lifting the veil so that we can see things with our first eye.
Let's expose it.
Yeah, that's all it is. And listen.
You're just bringing knowledge to the people. It's up to them to put it in action.
You don't have to think like me. I just want you to think like me. I decided to think. That's what changed my life.
Yeah.
Because society teaches you what to think, but not how to think.
True.
Right?
True.
When you start to realize how to think, you start asking questions that most people won't even, it's not even on their radar anymore, because you're like, oh my goodness, hold on. Wow. You respell Santa, it is Satan. Dang. Santa comes through the fiery chimney like Satan comes through the fiery pits of hell, allegorically. So you just start asking. Halloween. They carve out the pumpkin head.
My life is a lie. I'm about to be reevaluating
this is why,
everything.
No, we have to, bro. We have to
break the programming.
Halloween. They carve out the pumpkin head, right?
Uh-huh.
And they make the pumpkin head hollow.
Okay.
When they carve out your pumpkin head and they make your head hollow, they can wean you in whatever direction they want to wean you in. Halloween. Okay? I'm not making this up, bro.
No, you're not.
Y'all go look it up. You don't have to believe me.
Viewers, go look it up for sure.
It's all there, man. Easter, all of it.
I'm like touching my temple because I'm like, dude, oh my God, like everything's about to change. This is so cool. Okay. Okay. Also, it's starting to dump rain outside.
That's
I think
dope,
that's what's
though.
going
That's
on.
dope.
I don't know what's happening.
Because just like we gotta wash off the environment has to wash off and cleanse.
Mm.
It's always a beautiful day. If it's raining or if it's sunny, it's always beautiful. Because just like we gotta wash off, Mother Earth gotta have a bath too.
That's true.
But it's all perspective.
That's true.
We've been taught that it's only a nice day when it's sunny outside.
Yeah,
It's a nice day.
We were taught that, yeah.
It's a nice day when you open your eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you wake up and you have
It's
life.
a beautiful day when you can actually get up. Because some people open their eyes, they can't get up.
And this whole journey that I've been through on a medical front has made me aware of that.
There you
know,
go.
at the end of the day, it's like, buddy, if you're alive today, you're blessed.
Come on.
And if you're looking at it any other way, I can assure you it's the wrong lens, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because gratitude and attitude are right there, tied together. And they have to be coupled in a sense that, you know, you got to appreciate what you're here for, and you got to dial in your attitude to be able to live your best life and have the greatest impact. You know what I mean? They're hand in hand, gratitude and attitude.
Your gratitude and attitude determines your latitude, your longitude, your solitude, your fortitude.
Bam. Bam.
But it all starts with gratitude. If you're not, people wait, they wait till Thanksgiving to give thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I give thanks every day. I don't wait until Thanksgiving to give thanks.
Every day.
You have to give thanks. That's how you become a master. When you're grateful for everything. Not just when you get a check. Not just when you book a role. Not just when something bad. You find your little lover. No. I don't care if it good or bad happens in the 3D. It's always working in my favor.
Yes.
That's how I look at life.
For sure.
But you're talking about the preparation. You're talking about when you're able to speak to someone. You're talking about like how did you get to that place? You have to really recognize that self-inventory is one of the greatest gifts on the planet. But it's
the ability to take
to lock into that.
Yeah.
Right? Most people, we've been taught taste, touch, see, smell, and hear. The five senses.
Okay.
Those senses, unfortunately, are only physical.
It's only related to your physical body.
But intuition, discernment, and clairvoyance
The intangibles.
are intangible.
Mhm.
Not out tangible.
Nope.
Integrity,
Correct.
insight,
Yep.
information, courage, energy, in. We only been taught to focus on out. And if you focus on the out, you're going to always be without.
Do you think that's part of the programming that's intentional because they realize the power that can be harnessed if you start to get in tune on the inside?
Now you talking.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, man.
Yeah.
And it's a serious thing. And if I keep you distracted with television, and if I keep you distracted with your headphones, you will never lock into your own cells.
Yep.
They call it cell phone because they damage your cells. Cell phone.
That's true. Yeah.
Imagine when you lock into that, and you don't let your cell phone become your headphone or your jail phone. And you really understand the power of leveraging it for what it is as opposed to what you want it to be. You know?
Okay, here's a big thing that I had a realization around 26 years old. I used to think that excuses were valid, okay? And this is something that there are 60, 50, 70, 80-year-olds, people will die giving excuses. There was an awakening for me somewhere around 26, and it was simply that. People don't give a fuck about your excuses. And everything, I'm talking everything, comes from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, when for example, I would have a quote at 10 a.m. I'd be on my way, and I hit some traffic. I reach out, I tell them I'm going to be late, okay? I thought I could blame the traffic. First off, the person doesn't give a fuck about traffic.
Mm-mm.
They automatically think you should have left earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How can people start to recognize, or what is necessary effort-wise for it to click that there's no such thing as an excuse and that everything stems from you?
Yeah, I think.
How does that soak in? Because the biggest thing is people are going to hear that and be like, yeah, obviously it comes from you. But when I shifted like that, everything in my life began to change because my lens is now, what did I do? Or how could I have affected this situation, myself, that would have changed the outcome? What will allow somebody, or what will give them the practice they need to begin to always go, what could I have done different?
I think that's easy. Feelings are real. Your feelings about something are real to you, but feelings are not always realistic.
Okay.
Because feelings are not always connected to facts. They just connected to how freak you feel. So when you move the feelings out of the way and you look at the facts, then you already know that it's always an inside job. It's always an inside job.
It is.
You can't blame your ex-wife for something that happened. You got to look in the mirror. Once again,
What did I do to... Yeah.
does the mirror have the streaks in it, or cracks in it, or do I have cracks in me?
Yeah.
That's what people do not want to do, bro. They do not want to.
What's the hardest battle ever? Because you're having to face every demon in your life
Mm-hmm.
entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the lens becomes...
It's not deem out, it's deem in.
Yeah.
Well, deem
Another great example.
It's just even the way it's pronounced. Like, really, it should be demon because you have a demon on you, but really the demon is in you. Demon. The demons are within. Your greatest enemy is your inner me. Your greatest enemy is your inner me.
Until it's not.
Your greatest winner is also your inner me.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Because God is not outside of you and the devil is not outside of you. Both are inside of you.
They're inside.
Which one are you going to let win?
Yeah.
Which one are you going to allow to lead the vibration? Am I going to think above the waist or below the waist? Am I going to contribute to my highest self or my lowest self?
How does this relate to drugs, alcohol, and things that numb your senses? How does that come into play? Because I think that, I've had vices, right?
Mm-hmm.
As I've gotten
You are not alone.
As I've gotten more clear by eliminating those vices, I can then be more tuned into everything we're talking about. What should people think about in terms of spirits? And let's just take that as the main example here, because I think most people's problem is overconsumption of spirits. And I had an ex-girlfriend who brought it to my attention. I'd never even thought about the fucking word spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And she broke it down to me. She was like, it's a spirit. It gets inside of you, and then it changes everything in you while it's in you. So, there's the immediate, right? So, like when I consume the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but it lingers too for days afterward.
Because of the decisions that you made that were connected to
The spirit that
moments.
you
Yeah.
consumed.
So-
But man is making these. Man is producing alcohol, but they're spirits. So, like,
So you just used the word that I was gonna use.
okay,
But before I go there,
Yeah.
have you heard of the word alchemy?
yes,
What is alchemy?
I wouldn't be able to define it.
Okay, an alchemist is a person who can come in and change the energy of a space.
Okay.
You
Is
alchemize.
that trained in alchemy, or that's just someone who can harness that ability?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because you may have an alchemist ability, but not know how to use it. You might like Neo in the Matrix.
Okay.
Like he was the one, but he didn't know how to
But he
harness
didn't know
that
how.
vibe.
Yeah.
So the alchemist changes the energy.
Okay.
Alcohol changes the energy of the. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's all there.
Yeah.
Alcohol. When you go look up that word in alchemy, they're very similar for a reason.
I'm gonna have to just stop using words in general, because now I'm gonna have to take each word, and every time I think I want to use a word, I'm gonna have to be like, well, what does that really mean? Because also, words become your reality.
You
and
talk
so
about
it's
spells.
important.
You talk about spirits.
That's what I mean.
The
Like,
words
if I'm
cast-
putting out spells just by thinking I'm talking, it's more than just talking.
It's more than talking.
It's more than talking.
You call
For the people who are blabbermouths out there, it's more than just talking.
man. Listen, if
You're casting spells.
100%. And you know how many people cast spells against themselves?
Eerie, dude. It's weird.
You know how many people call themselves broke? Man, they broke. Man, they sick. Man, life sucks.
Or I feel sick. Or I am broke. Or I can't afford that. Staples people use in their lives that they're projecting onto themselves.
This is absolute facts. And that's why I said they said that they're broke. I'm telling you, even in the midst of explaining the point, I'm saying that they're saying that. I'm not even putting that in my universe at all.
Stevie and I are not saying any of these things. We are simply giving examples. But
y'all doing no, but Max, you guys are doing too much. It's not that important. It's not that serious. Well, for those of y'all who read the Bible, or those of you guys who are religious, your own Bible says that the power of the tongue speaks life or it speaks death. I can't make this up, bro. And unfortunately, people will cast spells on themselves and wonder why they're in the position I'm in. Somebody asked me how I'm doing. Everything's working in my favor.
Yes. When people ask me on the phone, how are you? How are you doing? What's going on? Couldn't be better.
Come on.
I am thriving. I am healthy.
You're not just surviving.
Today's the best day.
So,
and I've been thinking about that. Every time I get asked now, what's up? How are you? What's going on? What's your day like today? How are you? It's all good.
even if it's not,
Even if I just got a phone call that someone died,
bro,
My
you
boy.
have to be,
immediately, nah, today's the best day.
Because
Today's working in my favor.
everything, not some things, but all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord thy God. Now, people think that that's talking about God. You're the Lord God of your own reality.
You are.
Going back to the point that we were making about everything happens because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens. Everything is an inside job.
Everything. If you are not understanding what we're getting at, there is no asterisk on this statement.
Bro,
There's
you
no.
want to go to
There's no look at the cliff notes at the bottom of the footer. No, there is no asterisk. Everything is coming from you.
You want a certain body. What do you have to do to make that happen? You get your behind in that gym. You change what you eat. Is that going to feel good? Absolutely not. There's a pain, process, and purging that comes along with reaching the purpose that you want to change your physique. Same thing in life. You want a different outcome on life, you have to change. And that change is not always comfortable. Most change is uncomfortable.
I was about to say, it's uncomfortable until you learn to live in it.
And I embrace struggle because I turn struggle into strength. I turn adversity into advantage. I turn test into testimony, lesson to a lesson, turmoil, tranquility, tragedy. I turn to triumph because those valley moments helps you become king so that you can be a king or a queen.
There's always an opposite, and what I hear from you right now is they're saying the thing that is opposite of what they should be. So if people just start being aware of what they're saying and flip all these things, just go 180 degrees. I'm not broke, I'm thriving. And guess what? That might not be your reality today,
Come on.
but you are putting that
Listen,
out there because you're your own God.
I'm not asking people to be oblivious to things that are happening in their world. But I'm asking you to not allow your outer world to control you, but you control the outer world. My outside environment does not shape my reality. My inner environment shapes my reality. When you get to that point, I don't give a damn what your bank account says. What does your spiritual account say? Those are the principles. Those are the values that you must possess in order to live a life of peace. Because if not, then everything you're doing is going to be based upon every decision in your life is based upon how you feel about what's going on in the 3D world, as opposed to what you know yourself to be. So what you say, what you think. You think how you feel, and you feel how you are. So if I'm abundant, then I feel abundant. Then I think abundant, and I speak abundant.
Yeah.
If you feel, if you are vibrating in a level of poverty, then if poverty is your feeling, that's your being, that's your essence, then you start to feel it, then you think it, and then you speak in poverty. Oh, they broke.
A lot of people give bad raps to affirmations, and I'm not generally one who looks in a mirror and spits out affirmations. The way I do it is I have certain statements that I make sure I speak either at the morning, evening, or in the middle of the day, and preferably all three. But it's not like I'm just over here sitting in my car repeating things. It's simply a reminder to myself that I need to know it through and through in my subconscious. And so an affirmation to me is more like those things where I'm speaking it into existence, but it's just a reminder that I give myself in the morning, evening, because before you go to bed, you dream, you wake up, middle of the day. Those reminders are crucial, but I think affirmations get a bad rap, and a lot of competent people even say, hey, that shit's goofy. But I feel like it's the best way, if you're not in tune with anything we're saying right now, to begin the journey of self-realization, of self-discovery.
Bruh,
What do you think on that affirmation? Phrases that you say to yourself throughout the day?
I say them all the time, every day throughout the day. As a matter of
It
fact,
doesn't take looking in a mirror and doing it like that.
No,
it just takes reminding yourself throughout the day.
I think people think it's goofy because you're goofy to me if you wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone and you go let somebody else's life dictate how the freak you feel. Mm-hmm. I think you're goofy. As opposed to the person who says, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take accountability for the breath that I'm breathing.
Yeah, before we even talk about social and phone and all that, how about a self-check?
Bro, you won't even be intentional. People won't even be intentional about saying, let me just take a deep breath and let me breathe in health and let me breathe out disease. Let me breathe in wealth and let me breathe out poverty. Now imagine if you started your day that way. Even if something bad happens, you already, and imagine if you before you go to sleep at night, before you rest, you did the same thing.
And how about if you level that up even further with commands?
Come on, and with action. So now the action that comes behind, if I say health is my goal, health is my vision.
No, health is my reality.
There you go. So now it's almost like when people talk about, man, I want to be somebody. No, I am somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be rich.
You have to
I am
be
already-
that to become that.
You have to be before you become. I just told you that earlier. And you see how it just resonated?
Yeah.
You have to be. I was
Before you can
already
become.
I was already in the league. I was already a pro football player before I signed a deal.
Yep.
I was already an actor before
You knew.
I
You knew.
already knew it.
You didn't believe. You knew.
Because at one point,
Conviction.
it was just a belief.
But that's the seed.
And then I had
And we gotta water it. We gotta nourish it.
So
we gotta grow it.
Let's talk about this then. Belief grows to faith. Faith grows to knowing. Knowing becomes to showing.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't know yourself, you can never show yourself.
No.
Right? So that's a part of the conviction piece. Now, I'm convicted on this shit, bro. There's nothing that's turning me away from me knowing who I am and knowing my value. Therefore, I know my worth. There's nothing turning me away from knowing that everything is working in my favor. Nothing. It's all working in my favor. So now I don't live a life where it's some fairy tale. Things don't happen that can try to come against that energy. No, it's just that I understand that when they do happen, I don't react to it.
Correct.
I respond to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people live their life and they react in life instead of responding.
Well, this is something I've been harping on for at least a week on Instagram. My point is that people go through their lives and their days, and specifically every day, and they ride off the emotions of other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's infectious in the sense that they're not convicted enough, they don't have the knowing to allow whatever you tell me to roll off, good or bad. Because typically, here's how let's just take a normal CEO, right? Someone who's not like a high performer. He's going to react to his first bad call of the day in a bad way. He's going to be infected. And then throughout the rest of the day, this is actually kind of crazy as I'm even saying it, formulating this thought. He then infects everybody else with what he got infected with that morning because he was not strong and convicted enough to know how to let that roll off like water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell people, let things off or let it roll off you like water. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad because then you're riding in your own knowing. But if you get infected with someone else and their opinion, then you go about the rest of your day infecting everyone else that you encounter throughout the rest of the day.
10-4.
And then what does that do? Then it's a viral thing. Then you just, by the way, your fucking lack of living in your conviction, your knowing, you just infected potentially tens, hundreds, or thousands of people in one day because you could not allow something to roll off you like water. And so you went on your rest of your calls, your meetings throughout the day, pissy, angry, whatever. You then infected those people who don't have a knowing, a conviction, a strength to be able to let things roll off like water. And then they go about the rest of their day and they infect other people with this viral bullshit.
My favorite saying, one of my favorite sayings is, I hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and I fear no evil. So even when some things come my way that try to pull that energy out of you, the warrior energy, you have to channel that. Bro, I hear no evil. See, that once again, self-mastery. You don't get to that place if you're not looking to master yourself. And master yourself is not sitting Indian style singing Num Ho Renge Kyo or
It's not.
It's easy to be calm, cool, and collected when you're in a harmonious environment. Your proof of your self-mastery comes when somebody cuts you off, somebody says something that is seemingly disrespectful. Then how do you respond to that? But I recognize that it's not disrespect that ruined your day. It was your version of what respect looks like, or what respect is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I will have to give you the power to disrespect me.
Correct.
I got to give you that power. Hear me out. It's a difference between someone coming to harm you physically and getting in your space. That's a totally different vibration than somebody saying something or somebody whatever. Like you harm me, you're not trying to harm my child. You trying like that's a different vibe. You're gonna get everything you want from me at that point.
Sure.
You saying a word to me does not trigger me. It doesn't, and it used to. That's how I know there's growth.
Wow.
Man, you a piece of shit. Man, man, you're a nigger. You call me that, I promise you, I'll give you the real definition of what that means. Because I'm going to walk away from your ignorant ass, because that's what it means, ignorant. Because that word don't mean have nothing to do with race.
It only
has something
becomes
to do with,
powerful if you give it power.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
But it's bigger than just the word. It's everything in life. I mean, you only if you give it the power.
If somebody calls you a cracker,
it'll run with it.
How are you going to respond to that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this boils down to, man. We are not fighting something that's based on black versus white. It's darkness versus light.
For sure.
Wrong versus right.
Yeah. The skin means nothing. This stupid skin suit means absolutely nothing.
But because society has given it so much meaning.
They have.
White supremacy has given people white privilege. We're not going to say that that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Sure.
You can't be upset at a system that was not created for you in the first place. I try to tell people this all the time. I'm not mad at the system. The system wasn't made for me in the first place. But it was made for me once I started to learn how to understand and understand the intricacies of how to move through it.
How to harness it.
I understand, understand the difference between being lawful and being legal. I don't live legal, I live lawful. Because laws are in alignment with the Most High. Legalities are in alignment with what man says.
That's true.
Absolutely. There's a difference between a covenant and a contract. I don't move on contracts. I live my life by covenant. Hey, bro, I'm going to be here so we can shoot the podcast. Covenant. We didn't have a contract.
Nope. Didn't need one.
Didn't need one. You only need a contract when you think somebody trying to con you. Contract. Hello.
Another one.
Just
wham. What's that? Brad Lee. He does dropping bombs. He cues the bomb sound. He goes, "Hold on." Thanks, bro. Bomb.
It's just real, bro.
That is real.
It's real. And once we start as a people to recognize that, imagine if the sun worked on a contract. Imagine if the hey, God, I've been shining on these people for a millennium.
I'm gonna need a pay bump.
I need my check.
Need my bread.
I need my check, bro. the creators thinking like, bro, what do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You operate on covenant.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta rise and set no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That beach.
If that in life right there, you viewers, you people, you humans have to rise and set every day ritualistically, in the sense that if you get these staples in your life and you live them like it's the sun, like it's morning and night, and it's fact and it's every day, that is how you live the knowing. The knowing, instead of I believe, I have faith, that's how you live the knowing.
Absolutely, bro.
It's morning and night. Doesn't matter if it's raining. Doesn't matter if it's sunny. Doesn't matter if I'm in Puerto Rico. Doesn't matter if I'm across the globe. These principles are morning and night. It's like the sun. It's every day.
Mm-hmm. We
should be more like that.
Why would they call it morning when the sun is not in morning? The sun is rising and shining.
Mm.
You go.
How about good rising?
No, this is why we.
What's up, Stevie? Good rising.
No, bro. This is why we changed the language. We don't say. I don't say good morning. When you wake up, when you go to a wake, you're mourning a dead person. Am I right?
Yeah.
When you go to a wake,
yes.
You're mourning the dead.
Yes.
The old English spelling of mourning, honor, favor, is all with a U.
I was about to say, yeah.
So it doesn't matter the spelling of it.
No, it doesn't.
It's the vibration that is kicking out. The vibration of mourning is not good. So when you say good morning, you literally killed your day. When you say good morning, when you wake up, you killed your day.
I say good morning to so many people that I'm gonna have to stop now.
Bro,
That's crazy.
just do, and listen, y'all, just do the research. You don't have to take my word.
Yeah.
When you go,
do your own research.
when you get up, hey, what are you doing today? Oh, good morning. I'm going to my job. Let's break that down. Job. The word Job, Yehob, in Hebrew means persecution.
Interesting.
Persecution.
Mm.
That's why Job in the Bible was persecuted.
Wow.
So, job, persecution.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, I'm going to my job. No wonder they
Which
feel.
everybody hates, by the way.
No wonder they feel like they feel.
Anybody who's calling it a job usually hates their job.
Because we're here. We're not here to have a job. We're here to do work.
Yeah.
We're here to work, bro. I was watching something on Yellowstone, and I was watching how every animal in that ecosystem, they have work to do.
Man, I think this goes right back to somewhere that we were talking at the beginning. Serving. Everyone serves a purpose. Everyone's here for a reason. And the higher my level of service, the more blessings come back on me.
The more rewards that come your way, the more
But
gifts.
like, for example, certain animals serve a purpose.
Absolutely.
An individual can serve a purpose. Your purpose is different from my purpose, but we're both serving.
That part. And that's what it boils down to.
The sun serves a purpose.
A lion, a shark, and an eagle, they all serve a purpose. But you would never see a lion.
Damn sure ain't the same.
You would never see a lion try to jump in the water to do what a shark does. You would never see a shark try to go in the air to do what an eagle does. But they all dominate their own domain, bro.
So quit fucking trying to live like other people.
That's it. There's no traffic when you're in your own lane. None.
Vibration. In tune.
In tune. In tune. Not out tune.
No. In.
If I can leave the people with anything, always be willing to go within. Going within. Hey, I don't get no better. It don't get no better than that.
He just said, look within, and God said, nah, facts.
Hello.
For real, for real.
But
Okay?
you know, I gotta stop saying that too. Hell low.
Yeah.
Hell is low.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, bro, it's so many of them, bro. It's so many.
Dude,
of them.
and you're blowing my mind because I've been programmed on all this shit too, and I'm over here thinking I'm vibrating on a higher level, I'm doing better, like I'm tuned, and I can let, like, I am.
No, because
But you're just bringing so much light to the programming that is a staple in everyone's life.
But
They don't even put a second thought
If you weren't ready for that, I wouldn't be here. That's what I'm saying. Like
and this was another thing I put on my Instagram earlier this week. You can only learn a lesson that you're ready to learn.
You got doggone right.
You cannot. It'll roll
Absolutely
off.
Right.
People will be clicking through my stories, not listening, because they're not in fucking tune, and God is not ready to give them that message. You are not ready to learn a lesson until you are ready to learn that lesson.
The greatest speech you're gonna ever give is the life you live. Okay? So they're not going to hear you or feel you or vibe with you until you're vibing on that frequency that gets their attention.
Well, or they are vibrating on yours because.
I mean, once again, it's all on me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is me. It's you. So the more.
Well, it's each of us.
What I'm saying is the more the people will resonate with. People resonate with you when they have the similar frequency as you do.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
But that's back to the preparation thing, and you go in to speak to a group of people, right? You're trying to frame it in a way that will resonate.
Right. Well, I'm gonna frame it in the way I frame it. If it resonates for them, it's for who it's for.
That's true, but you're still going into it trying to do that for them. But not everybody's going to be in tune, but you're trying to make it resonate by the frame.
There are certain things I'm gonna do to acquiesce to my audience, but my message never changed.
Yeah.
If I'm talking on your podcast or Black podcast or Indian podcast,
it doesn't matter.
I'm still gonna get the same vibration. So that's what I'm saying. It's for who it's for.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to acquiesce to changing. I'm not going to switch up or change what I'm saying because I'm in front of
Because they're not ready to hear
football
it.
players
Yeah.
that I think may not be ready to receive it or not.
Got it.
Because they may be ready to receive it too.
Got it.
I'm saying, no, your frequency is what you frequently see.
Yes. It is.
So if the people on your algorithm, you're posting something and they're not ready for it, that's none of my business.
Correct.
It's for who it's for, is all I'm saying.
Yes.
It's for who it's for, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to convince or convert any of y'all to think like me. Your inner energy, aura, demeanor, vibration that you emit, that's what's gonna get people. That's what will make them say, well, nah, you know what? Let me go research this. Because if he's speaking this genuinely and passionately about this particular subject, it must be some validity to it. It must have worked for him.
But that person has to be ready to do that
For
work,
sure.
to do that research.
For sure.
To
There's
look that up.
there's absolutely no question about that. It always, if it's on me, it's always on them.
Yeah.
You know, if the change that I made was on me, the change that you got to make is on you. Yeah, all I'm doing is facilitating an idea, dropping a different idea in your mind of what that looks like. You know, but most people are not. Most people are not ready. This is the whole thing about
most are not.
Many are called, few are chosen. You heard that before.
Yeah.
Now we live in an age of technology where everybody's called. The age of Aquarius, everybody's called, but everybody's still not going to choose. Because everybody doesn't want truth. They want comfort. The truth is what hurts, but the truth is what makes you free. Comfort doesn't hurt, but comfort keeps you in bondage. So if you don't like your captivity, then you have to change your activity. Because it's a cap on your activity. That means you're in captivity. Once you take the cap off, you ain't capping no more, my boy. You start capping.
Oh! Activity, no cap!
That hard.
No cap!
That hard.
Never would have even thought about it like that.
It's real,
Those
bro.
simple things.
Simple.
But it's for real because now we're talking about the fine tuning, right? So, like, I can feel conviction and I can feel passionate and I can let things roll off me like water. But you're talking about getting so dialed. We're talking about 0.00001% of intricacies that will allow you to be at the peak of who you need to be.
For you.
Who you're destined to be.
For you.
Yes, correct.
Not for your opinion of who I am or who you want me to be.
Yeah, correct.
Because that's big. You know how many people live their lives based upon somebody else's opinion of them?
We talked about this morning with my dad. My dad has a product. It's called Marvelous Moosey. It's a little children's plush toy, and it comes with a book. But the whole point of it is, you're unique. That's amazing, and you should lean into that.
Absolutely. I need
We
to get
grew
one of
up
those
get-
for my son.
Yeah, I'll connect you for sure. But the whole point of that is more kids, more people, more parents need to. And I know I just said parents, but
Kids. But it's gonna take a time, bro, for a lot of people who've been doing this for years. It's like a person who wants to lose weight. You didn't get heavy set overnight.
no, you.
It's
did
gonna
not.
take
It's
time.
not gonna. Yeah.
You didn't. We've been programmed to speak a certain way our whole lives. So to unlearn and relearn is gonna take a little bit of a process. But if you're intentional about it, then that's when the change happens.
That's the good work.
Yeah, intentional, not out intentional. Once again, it's always I
It's
can
always.
I can go through the whole the
look inward.
the most powerful words in the English language starts with "in" or sounds with "in."
Yeah.
In.
Yeah.
Whether it's in, courage, energy, intellect, intimacy, insecurity, integrity, insight, in.
Yo, in trust. That
Come
just
on.
popped in my mind.
Come on.
EN, but in trust.
Mm.
If I'm entrusting you with something, I'm convicted in my knowing that I can trust you.
That part.
My insides allow me to entrust.
Bro, that's I'm gonna go back to the eagle, the lion, and the shark. If we're all on the same team, I have to entrust that if they come on the land, the lion got it. If they go on the air, the eagle got it. If they go on the water, the shark is asking. I have to entrust. But the only way I can lean into that is if I first love myself. It's if I first love what I'm bringing to the table. and I'm literally convicted in that energy of what I bring to the table. I can't be over here a lion and I'm mad at the eagle flying. Well, bro, I mean that's his
That
gift.
ain't you.
That's not your gift.
That ain't you.
You can't be mad, eagle, that the shark can swim fast.
Yo, and everybody does, I think, and it's so funny because all of these things are like conversations I've had within the last week or two. But people get jealous of their friends. Yo, I'm not you. You are not me. I might be an eagle. You might be a fucking lion.
That part.
And you're over here going, I'm jealous of the eagle. Bitch, you were never meant to be an eagle.
That part.
You are a lion.
Inventory.
Lean into that.
Inventory.
Inventory.
Go.
It comes from the inside.
You can't make it up, bro.
Hey, you can't make this stuff up. But this is what 99% of people won't talk about.
No.
This is a conversation, and this episode's already, it's going to pop off. And the reason for it is Elise and Jacob are going to clip this up to get these messages across to the people because, man, if somebody hears that message, the way that you're saying it, these different things, man, how could you not? How could
it not resonate, right?
How could it
and
not?
This is how I know, Max, that many are called, few are chosen.
True.
I've been speaking this way for years. I've been writing books about this stuff, and it's still people that.
Man, what's in the Bible about deaf ears, falling on deaf ears? Maybe you know better than me.
Well, there's a verse that says, "Let those that have ears hear."
Okay.
Let those that have eyes see.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, people won't see or hear, even if it's right in their face, bro.
Correct.
They will still be willing to accept the lie.
Because they're not ready.
Because of what they believe in.
Yes.
You're telling me you believe in something, and I'm giving you something that's factual, not based on a belief. I'm giving you something that's based on a fact. We don't live in a fairy tale, so you didn't get that dollar from the tooth fairy, son. I gave you the dollar. But no, the tooth fairy. But this is what I'm saying. They want you to live in a fairy tale. This world we're living in is not a fairy tale. If you do not get your ass up and do the work, you will not survive. You will definitely won't thrive. And some of y'all won't survive. But it takes that inner work. It takes that inner work. It takes saying, damn, okay, look at the dollar bill. Break this one down.
Yeah, let's hear this one. I'm fascinated.
You look on the dollar bill, there's so many things we could break down, but I'm going to break down it. It says, in God we trust. On the dollar bill.
Yes.
Because you talked about trust. That's what I brought up.
Yeah.
In God we trust. Yes. In God we trust. Thank you.
There we go.
Your cop gave me this. Okay. In God we trust. Where is it at? Is it on this side? It's on this side.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Okay. In God we trust. The God stands for gas, oil, and drugs. Guns, organs, and death. That's the God that they're talking about.
Okay.
That's their God.
Okay.
And because they make the money off of gas, oil, and drugs, we put it in a trust. That's why you have the trust.
Okay.
Every dollar bill has 2 signatures on it. Every denomination. There's a signature here and a signature here. These signatures, signature is a signing away of your nature.
It's signifying.
Signing away your nature. Signature.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between a signature and an endorsement. There's a difference between a signature and an autograph. 2 different things. Y'all go look that up.
Wow.
This is a note, but it's also a dollar bill. Every bill, the bill of exchange, now the police comes.
Yo, it's over. It's a wrap. The CIA's moving
we telling
in.
the truth. Now they gotta
Take me. Me and Stevie about to thrive in there. All right.
So we not going to jail.
No, we're not going to jail.
That's
We
fact.
project and we are not going to
We're not
jail.
doing that.
We are not doing that.
The only way you can pay for something in America is through a bill of exchange or a promissory note. The only thing that makes any promissory note or bill a live instrument is through your signature. So that's why when you go get a house, a credit card, a car, they ask you to put a signature on a promissory note. Now, they take that note and they go get the money from your treasury account right now. They go get the money now.
Yeah.
They come back and charge you whatever you pay, whatever you bought it for, plus interest.
Sure.
So they're like quadruple dipping. That's a whole nother story. I just wanted to leave people with this so that they can recognize that everything that you see is not what you're seeing.
No.
There's always something there that you can unpack and get more of so that you're not in bondage. That's all that it boils down to, man.
So a practical way to do that is what? Self-inventory on a set frequency?
Yeah, check. But also being able to question everything.
Intentionally questioning everything.
Intentionally questioning everything and being able
constantly.
And being able to say, I can let go of what I thought was real, tradition, and open my hand to the truth. I can let go of religion and open my hand to righteousness.
Releasing your programming.
Releasing the program. Because here's the thing, man. Everyone is not going to resonate.
No.
And you can't be reasonable
and
with somebody.
I'm going to even go as far as to say most will not.
Most will not. And you can't be reasonable with somebody who is unreasonable. How can I reason with you if you're unreasonable?
You can't.
So that's why these platforms are cool, because we can share what we're sharing. And whoever's going to resonate with it is for them. And whoever's not, it's not.
Do your work, algorithm.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, man. 100% is not for everybody.
No.
Everyone is not.
It's not for 99% of people.
Man,
And that makes me sad, but it also makes me excited, because what was it about few are chosen?
Many are called, few are chosen.
Many are called, few are chosen.
Now everybody's called. Everybody's called. Because everybody has access to a certain level of technology. I can go hear a guy who speaks a whole nother language, and I can translate what he's saying to hear his perspective and see if I'm going to adhere to what he's saying, or if I'm going to say, that's BS. I'm not gonna look into those principles of what they're saying. That makes no sense, because he has a different hue, because he has a different accent, because he had whatever.
Hold on. Word in my mind. Adhere.
Adhere.
In add that you're hearing.
Add hearing. Add to the hearing. Just like I'm very careful about who I get advice from, because you could be adding to my vice.
My brain is melting. The longer this goes on, I'm gonna get home and just sit for like an hour and just freaking soak this conversation in.
I'm gonna land my plane with this. Respect.
Yes.
One of the greatest things on the planet.
Okay.
I would rather a woman respect me than love me.
Why?
Because love is an emotion, and love, it can be fleeting. Respect is something, because you can fall out of love with somebody, but falling out of respect with them that's strong. I feel like if you respect me, the love can be stronger. So read means to do over. Spec means to see. Spectacles. You gotta put on your specs. So when you respect me, you're seeing yourself in me. So that's why we have respect. So respect. When you disrespect me, disrespect doesn't mean fuck you, you piece of shit, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Disrespect means I'm distancing myself from you because I no longer see myself in you. So it's a disrespect. Whenever you live life,
my brain is mush. This is so sick. This is so sick.
Whenever you live life, man.
No wonder people pay you so much fucking money to speak one.
Yeah, man.
This is so cool. I want people, I know your time is valuable, and I imagine we gotta wrap this up, right? So, dude, I mean, if nothing else, just tune into Stevie's page and pick up some of these messages. This will be what it'll be for, early on in the podcast, low viewership, whatever. Maybe the word gets out. I know God will do his thing, but go to his page and try and just soak in some of this advice, because and soak in inward. You're soaking it into yourself. I mean, it's saturation. You need to saturate yourself with these messages, and by saturate I mean repeat over and over daily. Breakfast or we're not talking about morning, but like when I awaken. I gotta freaking rephrase how I talk. Like And when you awaken and when you go to bed and in the afternoon, you need these to saturate your being. And if they saturate your being, you're going to build your subconscious. And if you build your subconscious, you're going to be able to be decisive and know that every decision is what it needs to be because it's a knowing, it's a saturation, it's in you, it's built in. But that takes repetitions, that takes fucking work.
It does, bro. If people are not willing to do that
Anybody who
work,
wants to skip the work, I can promise you,
excuse me.
it's not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Alex Hormozy, ask any of the big dogs out there. They will tell you, sure, you can get rich, sure, there's hacks, sure, there's this and that. But, bitch, if you want this to work, if you want it to work in the long run.
Sustainability. Sustainability is where it's at. Sustain, man.
Let's leave them with this. How do you sustain? What is actionable for the people who go, fuck yeah, this is the podcast, this is the day that I change. How are they going to put this into action or actionable items that is a starting point?
I love this. If you do not like your habitat, you have to change your habits. If you don't like your personal reality, you have to shift your personality. Your personality is not an outward job. Your habits are not outward. Your habits are inner. The habits are you changing the habits in your thoughts, in the hallways of your mind. And when you do that, that's when you'll reach the promised land.
Your habits determine your habitat.
Your personality determines your personal reality.
Wow. Man, Stevie Bags Jr., baby!
Love,
What are we
bro.
talking about?
Love.
Value. I can't wait for people to hear this.
Yeah, likewise. I'm very grateful, man.
This is awesome.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
We got a lot of work to do.
We do. Ourselves.
Because I think that we break down some different barriers just off the ethnicity piece.
Yeah.
Just because you being who you are, me being who I am, there's a lot of people that can be helped and changed through that alone.
Yeah.
Man, we got two guys coming together, two different backgrounds, but they're speaking a similar language. That in and of itself can change the game for a lot of people, bro. You know how many people this is gonna help?
And let's lay the foundation here, or at least add some context. I met Stevie through the son of the guy who owns this integrated medicine practice where we're filming, and they're amazing. Shout out Gezagoli, shout out Progressive Medical Center. He's been coming here for 20 some odd years.
Yes.
Since leaving the NFL and maybe during
before. I was coming here during my career.
Yeah.
That's why I started
So he was coming here during his career, but the whole point that I just want to leave y'all with, and this goes to what you project, you give back.
Sustainability.
Okay. This was simply an introduction from a friend, but Stevie and I have taken off in this relationship simply on just vibration and energy and me knowing, like, from the first moment, oh, this is the guy. Like, I gotta know this guy, I gotta become friends with this guy because he's gonna elevate who I am as a human. And I just want people to know that you can't be scared to do the outreach. You can't be scared to ask. You can't be scared to get a no, right? You just have to move through life with conviction and persistence and be willing to do the hard work, and things will align for you because divinity, everybody has their own purpose. Everyone is meant to be where they are today, watching this, listening to this, hearing this message. Whether it resonates or not, you were meant to be right where you are today. Stevie was meant to be right here in this chair today to have this kind of an impact. But it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have initiated or been introduced and then called Stevie back up and been like, yo, man, something's here. Something's here, man, and I don't know what it is. I can't articulate it, but I can just tell you we're going to be lifelong friends.
Oh, for sure.
And it's... I don't know. Do you have anything on that
Many people can call you, but you gotta also answer. So yeah, we met. Shout out for real. Shout out to Progressive Medical Center. Shout out Gaz, Chase.
Shout out Gaz
Jordan,
Nagoli,
everybody.
Jordan Nagoli.
We met because we were doing something similar. We were taking care of our health. So that was the automatic connection. And then from there, you start to see other things that you have in common. And now, okay, well, now my vibe is my tribe. You're vibing like me, your tribe
My
like
vibe
me.
is my tribe. That's a good
My
phrase.
vibe
I
is my
like
tribe,
that.
bro. And so that's what it is, man.
I like that.
So,
People need to recognize that circles are a real thing,
oh yeah.
and it doesn't mean exclusion. It just means your vibe is your tribe. I mean that you become who you hang around.
If
I
you
mean,
vibing like me, you tribing like me.
yeah.
That's just
But
what it is.
people need to recognize that the 4 or 5 people closest to them
Yeah,
are
a reflection.
are a reflection. It's their vibration. They are in part 20% of each of those people.
Iron sharpens iron. Steel sharpens steel. But more importantly, will sharpens will. So the will that you have for
A wheel sharpens will.
the will to win. Zeal sharpens zeal.
Yep.
It's all there. You have a zeal, you have a will for greatness. You have a will and a zeal to learn. You have a will and a zeal to be the healthiest, best version of yourself. So that's my same will. That's my same zeal. So that's why we can build. It's too easy. It's too easy, bro. So yeah, man.
Cool.
Keep up the great work. I'm proud of you, man. And
That means a lot. I appreciate
I am,
that.
man. I'm proud of you, bro.
I
'Cause
appreciate that.
This was a beautiful, beautiful dialogue.
This really was.
Yeah.
Stevie, thank you.
Salute.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank
Likewise.
you. Blessings.
Peace
To
and
the
power.
Max podcast. We'll see you on number 3.